Well, my life was a struggle before I met After Strong Families, and the reason why my life was a struggle was because I was just recently released from prison. I had served 29 years for a violent crime that I had regrettably committed when I was just 12 years old. And so reintegrating back into society was a struggle for me. I had knew a counselor that I had met when I was 13 years old, and she had contacted Ms. Cassette Bowles. And Ms. Cassette Bowles made a call to me, and she inquired about my life, my circumstances, what I was going through. And what really stuck out to me about that was that she didn't care about where I had been or the mistakes I had made in my past. She was only concerned with trying to help me move forward in my life and gain some traction so I can become a productive member of society. And so after that meeting with Ms. Cassette Bowles, I was invited to participate in the After Strong Family Program. Well, I'm just being honest with you that, when I was incarcerated, I had lost about 90% of my family had abandoned me. Ashamed of the crime that I had committed. They distanced themselves from me, so I really didn't have a lot of support besides my parents and my now fiance. So when I came to Anthem, I met a whole bunch of people that understood my struggle, but were willing to try to help me to, pick up the pieces of my life and, move forward. Because it was a lot about living out in society I didn't know anything about. I had never wrote a check. I had never had a bank account. I didn't know how to drive when I got out. So I had support from people, the emotional support and the encouragement, to keep moving forward with my life, that regardless of the adversity I face, to just stand up, man up, to keep moving forward. And to be most importantly, to be a good father in my household with my young son, and a good man to the woman, who was supporting me for all those years. Well, I think that Mr. William Lee, I still remember my facilitator, real good brother, my mentor. He had taught a class about not taking it personal. It was one of the lessons that we learned at TYRO called D-Tip, don't take it personal. And what really stuck out to me about that lesson was that I understood, and it helped me to understand that I had a lot of foolish pride. And that, growing up in prison, I was so accustomed to handling situations a certain way and to dealing with people a certain way that when I got out of prison, I had to learn that, okay, well, people have a right to their opinion, not to take everything personal, especially when people are trying to help you. Because 29 years in prison, you don't get a lot of constructive criticism. I'm pretty much was in survival mode, and the people that I dealt with were in survival mode, and we just lived in an abnormal environment for so long that when you get out and people are trying to help you, they're trying to, show you your blind spots. I learned not to take it personal. So I would have to say that don't take it personal was the one class that really stood out to me and really helped me the most. Well, my life is, I communicate better now. I think I'm less aggressive, a whole lot less aggressive than I was when I first got out. Trying to wash off the penitentiary, trying to, embrace the maturity of manhood without having to always feel like I have to defend myself, when talking to people or when situations arise. And I think that with the support that I have people that I can count on, because in order for me to fulfill my potential, I had to be surrounded by people who are strong in my areas of weakness. And there are a lot of people in Anthem that I met who are strong in my areas of weakness, and I can lean on them and ask them questions and find support, that I need. It has helped me to be a better man in my household, but to also look at my children and be a role model for my children. So the things that Anthem have done for me, as far as their support and the lessons that I've learned, impacted my life tremendously. I would encourage others first and foremost is to, don't be afraid to look in the mirror, because any change starts by first looking in the mirror, understanding who you are and understanding your faults and not being afraid to, look at those faults and be willing to change. So I would encourage people to surround yourself with people who are strong in your areas of weakness, people who are not afraid, to call you out and tell you when you're wrong, but also people who are willing to support you and to help you to achieve your potential.